Alright guys, I was not going to video this, but I think I will. I carried the lower A-arms to work and was going to try to press the bushings in, but the press that we've got is huge at work, and I mean, it was just way too much to try to set that thing up, and then the throat, just didn't have enough room to get them in there. So we're gonna piddle around a little bit this morning and see if we can just make a small one to put on the table. I've got some steel cut. Of course, this will be the top. We'll flip it over and actually spot it to the table. This little old hydraulic press is going to be just for what I'm doing. I doubt I'll ever use it for anything else, but we got plenty of old scrap steel laying around, and we've got a bottle jack. I did have to go buy some springs and some new hole saw bits, so we got a little ram made over there. We're going to try it and see what happens, and as we have some progress, we'll keep you posted. All right, YouTube, just bring you along, kind of letting you know what's going on. The tubing on the top of this press is 2 by 3 by 3/16 wall, and the legs are 2 by 2 by 1/4. And the only reason that that's what it is that's all I had. That's just scrap steel laying around. But just bring you along and show you a little bit of what we're doing. Just doing a little welding, a little hot welding. Hot stuff. We're going to flip this over. We're going to spot it to the table. And we're going to put our centerpiece, our guide piece for this ram we made. It'll just guide right down through. We'll have about 9 inches of travel, which is about twice more than we need. But that's what we're working on, YouTube. We'll bring you back. Making a tool, making something to work with. We're not quite finished with it, but we just got it put together. Our guide piece that guides the ram is just sitting in there. I don't have it welded, and I've only got this frame just spotted to the table. I don't have it welded solid yet. We want to try everything first, make sure it all works, and this will be the maiden voyage on this thing. We're hoping we got all of our measurements right. We should have about 6 inches of travel. Sorry about the shaky camera work. These things aren't real fast, but you can see it's working pretty well. I don't know how good that's showing up. We should get right down about a ½ inch or so away from the top of the table. With that's just a 1-inch ram, and then we'll put the tooling that we need on top of that to press out the bearings or the bushing. But that's all the way bottomed out. We got about a ½ inch. We got about 6 inches of travel there, and we got the springs extended there. That should bring this thing right back up, we hope. And that's pretty good for the first time. We'll take it, YouTube. All right, we're gonna finish it up, try to press out or press in about 6 more pieces. So we're digging on this pretty well. It'll just be, like I said, something specific for what I'm doing at the time, and we've done a lot of that. We made the little sheet metal brake. I don't know what these things cost from Harbor Freight, but those big floor models, I think I got 29 bucks in the jack and about $6 or $8 in the spring, so, and a little bit of my time. So the scrap metal's been long since paid for years ago. Some of it's just been given to me, so not much in the metal and not much in the jack. I'm sure that's probably cheaper than I could have bought one. Obviously what I bought would have been a little more versatile, probably could have done a few more things, but I don't do much with a press. So this one should do what I need it to do, and if it don't, we'll cut it apart and do something different. But I think it'll work fine, hopefully. We're going to try it and see. We'll bring you back. All right, YouTube, after a little bit of setup, you can kind of see what we did. Just a couple of different little things we rigged up to help. Pieces of pipe, just whatever fits those bushing lips best. But you can see we went ahead, that one pressed in real easy. We got our little brace back in the back to keep from pinching these together. And I know there's been several videos on this, but the neat little thing about this deal is the homemade press made the job a lot easier. We've got a little press if we need to press out anything. You kind of limited as far as the stroke and what you can do at the bottom. Obviously you would have to brace up if you wanted to drop something out, and you'd be limited as to size. But you can kind of build these things however you want them, you know, however big you want them, however small you want them. This one just happens to be about 24 inches high and 20 inches wide, and that gives me about a 6-inch stroke. I originally had it figured at about 9, but the length of the shaft or the ram is kind of what's going to dictate that. I didn't do it, but you could also weld a locking collar under this plate, and you could make interchangeable shafts. In other words, if you wanted more throat or more press room in here, you could obviously go to a shorter shaft or whatever. And then the other option is to make this piece where it's adjustable. There's just all kind of different ways you can do it. I did it just to make life a little easier with these A-arms, and it worked out well. Pretty happy with it. We still have the ball joints. We'll have to rig up another receiver part for the bottom and press those two in, and we'll have them done, and then we'll get on the subframe. All right, YouTube, we'll keep bringing you back. All right, guys, about 6 p.m. Wednesday the 21st, and with some help from this little homemade press, we got all the bushings, ball joints in the upper and lower A-arms. Everything looks good, touched up, drying up. Got everything done that we wanted to do today. Looks good. I'm glad we got that out of the way. It's been a while. So we'll probably upload this video and start on another one tomorrow. We got a few days off from work. We've got the tie rod ends, connectors, the sway bar connecting rods, sway bar bushings. All that stuff's got to be done as we go and as we clean up. We've bathed this thing a time or two, and we've wire brushed on it, and we're gonna go over it one more time good. We're gonna hit it with a little 80 grit or 120 or something before we spray it. We're gonna try to get it sprayed tomorrow. We got to cut the motor mounts off, and then we'll be ready to clean it on up, hopefully. But the front end linkage, you can see all the old stuff laying there. It's got to come apart, and then this center link is gonna need to be sandblasted and painted. Haven't done anything with it yet, so we'll get it done though. Just got a long way to go and hadn't had no time to do it. So sway bar stuff, all this will come out. New bushings here. Most of it's falling out. That's okay. We think we finally figured out what we've got. Looks like they put a 76 model subframe under a 72 Camaro. And I know we talked about that, and we beat on that old dead horse for a while. But we've got our pieces made. We're going to put our holes where they belong. Get this thing knocked out, and hopefully in the next few days we're going to get that done and get Raptor liner sprayed up underneath and get ready to start on the disc brake conversion on that GM 10 bolt rear end. We don't know what we're going to find, but based on everything else we've messed with on this car, we're probably gonna be in for a few surprises with it, but that's okay. We're gonna keep hammering away at it. We're gonna get this thing done one day, 1 year. It may be 2025, but we'll get it. All right, YouTube, I want to thank everybody for watching. I know it's been a while, but we back at it. Thank everybody for watching, subscribing, like, comment, and we will get busy tomorrow.